Love this podcast? Support this show through the Acast supporter feature. It's up to you how much you give, and there's no regular commitment. Just hit the link in the show description to support now.
It's lovely.
Sorry, just let me get it out.
You broke the no farting rule in here. You literally have just walked in. You could have done it outside.
You better not be recording already.
It's the intro.
These marriages are not perfect, but all in all, they seem to work. Marriage is an institution for grown-ups.
It's like a love-hate relationship.
There are no bosses in a modern marriage. He knows he's lucky to have a wife.
Hello, it's episode 11 of Husband and Wife Sentenced to Life. Houstel. Hashtag Houstel. Hello, Laura.
Hello.
How are you doing? Well, you're not good, are you?
I'm not actually, but I'm all right.
We'll get into that in a bit. Got some results, some listener feedback.
Yeah.
First thing I want to do today is say hello to the people who are listening around the world. We're international.
Oh, is that right?
I'm going to go in reverse order of the countries where we've just got one listener. But it is quite amazing. We've got a listener in Grenada.
Where's that?
I don't know. Antigua and Barbuda, which I've never heard of. I've heard of Antigua, of course. The Netherlands, Malaysia, Greece, Finland, Germany.
I know who's listening in Germany.
Well, the listening figures are going up a bit now. Slovenia, Seychelles. We've got more listeners in Seychelles. Iran. We're massive in Iran. Canada, New Zealand, India, we've got a lot of listeners. Turkey, we've got a lot of listeners. Now, we've got a right load of listeners in Australia, so g'day, mates, to the Australians. The top three, United States, loads of listeners in America.
Okay.
The United Kingdom, and of course, where we live, our home at the moment, the United Arab Emirates.
Wow,
Isn't
that's
that
quite
mad?
a mix.
People listening all over.
Yeah.
If you are that one guy listening to us in Grenada, tell your mates.
Now your challenge is to say hello in all those languages.
No, that's not a challenge I'm taking on. So yeah, hello to everybody there, and then some feedback for you on things from the last couple of podcasts. Would you prefer to read your partner's mind when you're together or know what they're thinking when you're apart? Remember that one?
Yeah.
It was pretty much split down the middle. 52% of people said they'd like to read the partner's minds when they're together, 48% when they're apart.
Yeah.
Middle-aged midnight, massive. Everyone's talking about middle-aged midnight, it seems.
No, and I think it actually is quite varied for people.
It is. Well, I can prove that because I put a Twitter survey on.
Yeah.
So basically, middle-aged midnight, if you missed the previous podcast, is what time feels like midnight in your middle age.
Yeah.
We said it was about 9 o'clock, half 9. 12% of people said 9 p.m. 58% of people said 10 p.m. So that's
Ooh,
middle-aged midnight for
yeah.
most. 11 p.m. 24% of people, and actual midnight 6% are dickheads. 6% are idiots. Who's still staying up to midnight? Although we are tonight for the football.
We
of
are,
course.
yes.
The other survey I put out there, evening crisps and day crisps. Now this has took on a life of its own.
Yeah, some people did not get this.
No.
How can you not get this?
Differentiating between what crisps are okay for lunch boxes and during
Yeah.
the day, and what crisps you get out for special in
Yeah.
the evening. This started when you actually coined the phrase. You said, we need some evening crisps.
Yeah, I saw somebody say something about skips and that they were...
Well, I've got some quotes here. First of all, only 40% of people said they differentiate between day crisps and evening crisps. Just over a third of people.
Really?
Head and Lark says, my son brought home a multi-pack of Skips. They're the disappointing crisps you put in a child's lunchbox so you don't feel guilty about not providing hummus and vegetable sticks. My son is 19 and should know better.
See, back in the day, if I got Skips in my lunchbox, I was so happy. Skips and a Trio. Do you remember them? Trio chocolate bar?
The chocolate bar, yes, love them.
Skips and a Trio, I was over the moon. Like, my posh friends had them.
I had school dinners every day, so I never had packed lunches, so this is not a part of my world.
Ah, right.
Never had one, ever. When we went on a school trip,
Yeah.
that's when I got a packed lunch. Potted dog sandwiches.
What's a potted dog sandwich?
It's like that potted meat spread. Mattison's. We used to call it potted dog sandwiches.
Oh, yeah, in the jar.
The little jars, glass jar with a little lid on.
Oh, God,
Potted dog.
yes. The potted dog.
Well, that was the colloquial nickname for it
Oh,
round
right.
our way.
There you go.
My uncle Lawrence, who you know, the Italian fella,
Yeah.
he was quite big in Mattison's.
Oh, right.
He'd probably be able to tell us if it was potted dog or not. I'm assuming it weren't.
See, I'm surprised because, you know, from what you told me about him making his own pasta, I wouldn't expect him to have, like, a little...
Job's a job. It was the 70s.
No, it is. You're right. I just, it's not something I thought he'd be into.
Hello to Jade Jones, who says, The question you need to ask yourself is, would I put this in a bowl and serve it to guests? If you say yes, it's evening crisp. No, it's day crisp. Imagine turning up to somewhere that isn't a 4-year-old's birthday party and someone offering you skips or Wotsits.
Or hula hoops. Oh, do you know what though? Wotsits are some of my favourite crisps, so I'd secretly be happy if I got off with them. But they're not evening crisps.
And the final message from Jilly G on Twitter said, M&S salt and vinegar chiplets dipped in sour cream and chive dip can be eaten anytime. Now, when I first read that, I skimmed it and I saw M&S and the dip.
Yeah, you got this right.
And I replied like, great, that's evening. And I'd sent it and then you went, no.
Chipsticks are totally lunchbox crisps.
I hate a chipstick.
Yeah.
I'll eat them.
What was the make?
They were salt and vinegar chipsticks, weren't they?
Yeah, I think they're still around.
Were it Smith's who made the square crisps? Was it the same people?
Maybe, yeah. But oh no, they were. See, I was disappointed if I got them.
I wouldn't be happy about it. So thanks for all your feedback on that. And remember, any feedback you want to send us, our social media is in the description of the podcast, as are all our contacts and stuff like that. And you can get in touch via our email, which is on there, husbandandwifepod@gmail.com. Or the phone number, whatever. So we've had a hellish week.
Yes.
And
we always say this.
Well, I'm a bit off about this because weeks ago you gave me the... You know, I told you you're always letting me down. You're always building me hopes up. Weeks ago you went, "We only got 2 days left."
Yeah,
and that seems like it was about a month ago.
Yeah.
From then until now, life has stopped not moving at 1,000,000 miles an hour.
And I hate
doing
to
me head in.
disappoint you, but...
It's carrying on, isn't it?
It's probably until beginning of August.
It is crack-a-lacking. It's doing me head in.
We did 3 hospitals in 24 hours.
Our little girl did some performing at Dubai Opera, which, if you don't live in Dubai, is this absolutely amazing opera house they built out here.
Yeah.
It is stunning.
Yeah.
It's my favourite live venue, one of my favourite live venues in the world, but definitely here. We've seen some big musicals there, Phantom, Les Mis, all the biggies, West Side Story, been brill. But every now and then, our little girl gets to sing there. She's only 8 now. She started singing there when she was, 4 or something?
Yeah.
She did Annie, and it was proper...
she was amazing.
Heart-bursting, great parent moment.
And how nice to be, I know everyone keeps saying it, but to be out.
To be out.
It was very strange, but yeah, it was nice.
And then came home, she was exhausted, she went straight to sleep.
Yeah.
I got to work the next morning on the radio, and then get a message from you.
Yeah, so...
She's spewing buckets.
Yeah, well, she woke up saying she felt tired, blah, 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 and I'd already planned on keeping her off because I knew she'd be exhausted. Then the puke started coming, and I thought, hold on a minute, this is more than exhaustion here, and it just wouldn't stop. So
I skipped work a little bit early, came home, because you were poorly as well. You weren't feeling great. You've had a migraine all week from the second COVID jab. And we whipped her across to the hospital nearby, which is a great hospital. It was busy for the first time ever. That hospital is brilliant because there's never anybody there. When we had the COVID, I've been in there for operations. No waiting, no queues. You're straight in, VIP treatment. It's brilliant.
But still really good. And I mean, I thought because she was literally throwing up in the waiting room.
They get you straight in.
Yeah.
Who wants spew everywhere? No. Nobody wants to be seeing that. No. So we got ushered in to, what is it, a ward? What do you call it? The accident and emergency department.
Yeah, into your bed.
I think it's called triage out here. That's what they call it on ER as well. I don't think we call it that in England, do we?
I don't know.
I don't know what it's called. We got her in there, and a doctor came in, gave her the once-over, said, "Oh, we're not going to prick her today. We don't have to give her a prick. We'll give her a little something, but we're going to have to prick her." What a liar that doctor was.
Oh, no, but then rapidly Betsy went downhill. And,
She did.
And then she was like, "Do you know what? I changed my mind. We're going to prick her."
So she had the glucose test, which is like the finger prick.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, well, that's fair enough. That's just a test. And she's like, "Yeah, that levels on that are fine. We're going to give her the IV." Well, I had never had one in my life until I had COVID earlier this year.
Yeah. It's one of the worst, those things in your hand.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It feels... because
it's horrible.
It's restricting because it's in your hand, but also it just feels wrong. It feels wrong.
But it's quite apt that we're close to Father's Day when I say this, because every dad, I don't know if you have this reaction as a mum, but every dad would take a bullet for any of their kids and their wives. Some dads might not take a bullet for the wives. I was thinking about this, and I was thinking, I would give up my life for any of you, right? If that was the situation. And when you're a dad, you cannot take seeing your kids get hurt. I'd do anything to protect my children.
No, yeah, definitely. And it aches me. It aches me to hear anything horrible happen to any of them.
So they're coming to put the IV into Betsy Pearl's hand. They're doing the bit, they're cleaning it down, all that, what they have to do, getting her ready. And you're saying, "Just look at us, darling, just look at us," like that. And I'm just trying to do like a supportive dad face. You're right, like that. But inside, I'll fucking kill you. You stick that fucking needle out. I am going to break your fucking neck. Put your fucking head through that screen. I was like that. Inside.
Aww. Yeah, but she's a lovely doctor.
And the funniest thing was, when I had my IV, it was like a death scene in a Shakespeare play. I was so dramatic. She had hers.
Really? I step on your toe and
very sensitive. Got a very sensitive body. Betsy Pearl gets hers, and she did do like a little ouch eyes and then just burst out laughing.
Yeah,
so I'm so proud of her.
Then the next day, Leo, I had to take him for an appointment at City Hospital.
Yeah, because 3 years ago we had the fun time on Harley Street in London where Leo had to have a metal bar put in his chest because his chest was sinking. We used to call it a sunken chest, but I don't think
Pectus excavatum.
Yeah.
Cool.
And so we had to have this massive operation that cost an arm and a leg, and we had to fly home from Dubai and get it all done. And they said, it'll be 3 years before that bar needs to come out. 3 years has gone in the click of a finger, the blink of an eye.
Yeah.
And we are, because of the travel restrictions, we didn't know how we were going to get back to Harley Street to see the same guy to get it took back out.
Yeah.
And now, luckily, we can get it done here.
Yeah.
And it seems like it's a pretty fast procedure, but you went for that, so that's hospital number 2.
Yeah, and you made me have bants with the French surgeon.
Because I couldn't be there.
Yeah.
Right? And you said he was French, so I thought, well, butter him up. They're the favourites to win the Euros. Give him a bit of football love, and...
Oh, well, so I'm saying to yeah, so your favourites to win. And he just looks at me. I'm going to try to do a French accent here.
Go on.
I know nothing about foot. No, that's not right, is it?
No, that's all right. Go on. It's a bit hello.
Nothing about football. Does your son like football? And I'm like, nope.
So there's a really big, awkward 3-way football conversation that nobody wanted.
And I was like, just me. And he's like, oh, okay then. And I was just like, yep, I'm glad. Thanks, Simon.
Then the second thing, I texted you to ask him, I want to keep the bar.
Yeah.
Like I always think this, whenever you have an operation. When I was a little kid, my mum had gallstones. Now, I don't know if it's because she's got connections in the hospital because she spent all her life working in a hospital. I remember her coming home with the gallstones in a little specimen jar.
Well, I was deaf as a kid and I had grommets.
Yeah.
That's what they're called, grommets. And I got
little plasticine dogs.
Yeah. They're like little tiny cotton reels with metal wire around.
What do you mean?
That's what they look like.
You've not but you've not got metal growing in your ears.
No. These little cotton reels had metal wrapped around them.
Hold on, is this something they put in you?
Yeah.
Whenever you've mentioned this, I thought it was something that was grown in your ears.
No. So that's what they put inside. And so
never heard of it.
And anyway, so I wasn't deaf after, but I got to keep those. I have no idea where they are, but yeah, I got to keep those.
So I've asked, long story long, I've asked if we can keep the titanium bar that Leod's had in his chest for 3 years, because I think it's quite important. I think it's a big part of our lives. I think about that time in London a lot. A lot happened when we were in London at that time.
Scary time.
Scary, but also quite memorable. Some great memories made while we were there. And we got through it. He lived. So I want to keep it. I've paid a hell of a lot of money for that bar.
Yeah, true.
Over the last 3 years.
Yeah.
Whether we frame it or turn it into a bit of a sculpture or something like that.
Well, again, I don't think he's ever been asked this question before.
Yeah, so I said, ask the doctor if I can have the bar, please. So now, and the doctor said, French accent?
Let me check with the hospital. No, I can't. How can you do it? Let me check.
I do not know the hospital's
procedures.
Oh,
that's better, yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, I will try. You remind... No, I'm rubbish, yeah.
Absolutely rubbish.
So, yeah, so
that was hospital visit number 2.
Yeah. Then I brought them home.
Yeah, and as soon as you got home with them, I had to take them to hospital to get the COVID jabs. You can get COVID jabs for the, 13 plus here now, something like that?
You can, but this was 16 to 18 at the Children's Hospital.
Yeah, so I took them up there for that.
Yeah.
Nothing out of the ordinary on that trip, really, other than our kids are 16 and 18 and both going through that teenage thing. Fair enough. They both got comedy plasters. You know, when you go as an adult now, what you get is a little bit of cotton wool and then a normal sticking plaster, a Band-Aid over the top of it.
Did they choose them?
No. Leo went in first, the 18-year-old. He came out. He's happy as Larry because it doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
He lifts his sleeve up. He's got an incredible Hulk plaster.
Brilliant.
Which made my afternoon. I'm in a bad mood because I've had to do all this trying. It absolutely made my afternoon.
Is that what you were laughing about?
Yeah.
Because Honey says to me the other day, I was sat having my jab and all I could hear was Dad just cracked up outside in the waiting room. I have no idea what he was laughing at.
They were brilliant. And then Honey came out.
Yeah.
And she got a Barbie plaster, a pink Barbie plaster. Proper stereotyping, gender stereotyping by the hospital. But we actually had a good laugh. You know, there's not much of that with the teenagers these days, is there? Because they're teenagers. But it was quite good fun to say it was quite a boring thing to go and do.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's been quite a week. And then you've had a migraine the entire week.
Yeah.
Which is horrible.
Since our second COVID jab.
Yeah. You've got to think about going to doctors.
I know. I've been told by lots of people now, go and get it checked. I will. Can we talk about your present that you got?
Yes, we can. We should have done this at the beginning. So in the last episode, we were talking your wife's whinge.
Yeah.
Was about me being particular about people eating me food.
A bit possessive.
What I call my food, but it's not my food particularly. And the end of my rant was that Leo had a Twix in the fridge that he'd got as a graduation present from one of the girls in his class.
Yeah.
It's a joke, apparently, the Twix.
2 fingers.
It's a private joke. So I said, I'm going to eat that Twix. And you said, you can't eat that Twix because it's a gift. And I said, well, from now on, I'm going to get people to come to the supermarket with me and buy my cereal and sweets and write to Simon on it. And then it's a gift and nobody can eat it.
Yeah.
Yesterday, we bump into friends of ours who listen to the podcast as well.
Yeah.
What did you call him in episode 1, Rich?
A dick.
You said he was a in episode 1. He'd been a dick to his wife in episode 1, you said. I don't know if I believe that.
Well, Rich, isn't that a nickname?
Yeah, nominative determinism it's called, when you live up to your name.
Ah, right, okay.
Yeah. We bump into them.
Yeah.
And they said, I've got a present for you. Now, bear in mind, I do a radio show every day. And if I'm not doing one, I'm recording one. If I'm not recording one, we're doing podcasts.
Yeah.
People come up to me sometimes and go, do you remember that time you said that thing about this, that, and that? And I'm like, nope. Because I'm just talking off the cuff like we are now. I don't think about it. We only recorded that podcast a few days ago. I forgot about it. It's gone. It's in the ether. You know, it's lovely that people are listening, but it's gone. This is like a verbal diary for us, isn't it? An audio diary. We've got a present for you. And I'm thinking, this is nice.
Yeah.
What's this going to be?
Yeah.
Carrier bag comes up. I recognise the rectangular shape. I'm thinking, what's in the box? Open it up. It's a box of Kellogg's Fitness.
Kellogg's Fitness.
My cereal of choice.
Yeah.
On the front of the box, it says, to Simon.
To Simon.
Which means nobody can
Lots
eat
of
it.
love.
Yeah, apart from me.
So only you are allowed to have that cereal.
Yeah. But here's the thing. I bring it home and we're unpacking the shopping with the kids.
Yeah.
And I said to Leo, hey, he's got me a box of cereal. Look at it, funny, isn't it, like that? And Leo goes, listen, I only had one bowl.
He did.
Right.
No, I don't think...
He said that pre the last box. The last box that I didn't get any of, that you saw me pull out the cupboard and go, there's like enough for one bowl left in here. Where's it all gone? Put it back in the cupboard and that box has mysteriously gone.
No, you're just getting a bit forgetful in your old age.
Oh, am I?
Yeah.
Am I? That's why I write everything down.
Ah, all right.
So, yeah, that's nice. Got me first freebie on the podcast.
Yeah.
And I'll take that.
Yeah.
I've had freebies in my job. I've had sports cars. And with the sports cars, you've got to take them back. You've got to take them in for cleaning and service and all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And if they phone you up, we need it back. It's a right faff.
Yeah.
I used to get a free car about once a month from, didn't I?
Yeah.
And some of them were 500,000 dirhams worth of sports car, performance sports car.
I know what they were doing letting you borrow them. I don't know.
Yeah. It soon stopped after they started getting pranked a little bit and all the speeding tickets. But it was a hassle. That box of cereal is no hassle. It's brilliant. That's my level of freebie. Food. So, yeah, I'm happy about that.
Nice little present.
Maybe if I let people know my whereabouts, evening crisps could start coming. Hey, Simon, we've got you some Hunters. We know you like the salt and vinegar.
Nice.
See, I'm dropping all this in now. I'm Darren Brown in the audience.
I know what you're doing.
In Antigua right now, there's somebody side going, I don't know the voice. I was going to do the voice, I'm not, because it might come out wrong. They're going, get him some salt and vinegar in case he comes to Antigua.
Wife's whinge.
Well, it's your supermarket etiquette.
My supermarket etiquette?
Yeah, with me.
Oh, you mean how I behave on the trip with you?
Yeah, right. You do it whichever supermarket, and not just supermarkets, like shops in general. I'll turn around and you are gone, and it's so annoying, right?
I was thinking about this in supermarket yesterday. I was thinking, this must really wind her up.
You do it every time. And the thing is, you'll run off to an aisle that is like 10 aisles up, and I'm thinking, We'll get to that aisle. Why not just
Because I forget, because it's not on your list.
Yeah, but you don't. That's the other thing, right? We've got this joint list. We've got a joint.
And that's a right f***ing laugh, by the way, because it beeps every time you add something or take something off.
Yeah, but we
So when you're having a little thing, when you're sat at home,
my whinge. This is my.
When you're sat at home and you go, oh, I'm just going to add, tampons, jam. What? I don't know why I put them two together. Anyway.
Oh my God. I can't believe you did that. Right.
I'm sat on doing a radio show, my phone's going ding, 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 ding. It's really annoying.
Yeah, but also I can go, hey, add, I can't think of one back.
Yeah.
Add...
toilet roll, brown chocolate.
mushrooms, right? Add that on the list. We've run out, right? So it's quite a good thing that we've got that list. And then if I go by myself, I can see the list. If you go, you can see the list. But when we're there together, you get trolley control, and I'm saying to you, can you look at the list? Like,
I don't want trolley control.
Well,
no, I do that because you're whipping about picking stuff up.
I know, but then I've got like 3 margarine, sour cream, whatever in my
I was
arm.
off form yesterday.
And then I turn around and you're gone, and I'm like, blimmin' heck, I need to put this stuff in the trolley. So then I'm searching, then I find you at the car aisle or whatever it is.
I went to get a reflector for my car yesterday. Look, yesterday was a particularly bad day for me. I was really tired. I was exhausted. It's been one of them weeks. I didn't want to go out yesterday afternoon. You could have not made me go. Like, because Honey said she'd go with you. I
was worse than you.
Yeah, I know. But I said you can stay. And I've said it today. And I'm up today, by the way, because I've done a couple of extra today. You know I have. And I'm doing one straight after this.
He's on about lifts.
Yeah, I was absolutely exhausted in the car driving down there. And I've tried my hardest. I'm gripping the steering wheel, trying not to snap in the car. And then we got down there and it was just that. I've got no energy. I've used all my brain up.
I get it. But
I think that's a man thing.
It's not just, it wasn't just yesterday. You do it a lot, and you do it like, or you'll do it in a shop where I'll turn around and go, what do you think of this? And you're gone. And I'm like, oh. So then I'll spend the next 5 minutes trying to find you in the shop. And it's so annoying.
Do you know what I was doing?
Yeah.
And people will verify this who follow me on social medias. I went to take some pictures of day crisps and evening crisps.
Oh. Honestly, that
matters.
That's another whinge. You never switch off, by the way.
Yeah, well, it's not a whinge, is it? Because I'm promoting what we do.
Yeah. Or taking a picture of me bent down picking something up.
Well, it was funny because you said to me yesterday, why are you laughing? Because the last couple of times we've been, I've found comedy things that say annoying or in a mood.
Yeah, yeah.
Like the Snickers have started putting funny things on the Snickers, and I'll hold one up and point at you while you're bent over. It's not the best thing I do while you're bent over, but... Look, I'll hold my hand up to it.
All right.
But I'll tell you why. I like to go to the supermarket on my own. It's like cooking. Sometimes cooking with you can be romantic. But more often than not, it gets right on me if you're in there.
I know, but you just make the journey longer.
Yeah, I know, but if you're...
We could just go up, down, up, down.
And can I back to you that yesterday you had a shopping list with 6 things on it?
No, I didn't.
It's in the car.
No.
It's a handwritten list.
That was the extra shopping list.
Oh, you didn't say that, though. You said this is what we've got to get. And I said
we've got, like, normal shopping to get, and then we had stuff for today to get for the England match, right? Do we get it all today, or do we want to pop out tomorrow just to get stuff for the England match? That's all that was.
So this is the really interesting and annoying thing about yesterday. I think we're getting about 6 things. We end up doing one of them shops that's full to the brim, costs 800 dirhams, which is nearly 200 quid in old money. Yeah. We went to the self-scan. We scanned everything through, and this is an absolutely massive trolley of stuff. We scanned it all through. We put it all in the bags. We're on his way out. I turn around to pay. It says, do you want to start?
I know.
So then we had to take everything out of the bags and put it all through again. So then, really hot and bothered. And then you wanted 1 bottle of drink from the... off license, whatever it's called here.
Yeah.
We called to get it.
Yeah.
You start taking your seatbelt off. I'm like, don't get out car. I'll just run in and get it.
Yeah.
No, I want to come in. Right? So we ended up spending
in there for a long time.
another 200 quid in there. I don't have a license anymore because I don't drink. So it cost me 60, 70 quid to get the license just to be able to buy the stuff that I don't drink anymore. So it was infuriating. If I'd have stayed at home, all I'd have seen is the text messages saying, you've spent a lot of money, but at least I'd have been at home.
Yeah.
And now I'm getting into trouble on the wife's whinge because I came and spent everything.
Do you want some cheese on toast?
I'm not bothered a minute.
Husband's hump.
Couple of little ones.
Okay.
First of all, walked in the other day.
Yeah.
As people might remember from my bin bag whinge, we just bought a brand new bin. I walked in the kitchen the other day. I'd been in the house 20 minutes. I went to put something in the bin, and a brand new bin.
You spotted it straight away.
Hard to miss, really, isn't it? Because it looks like someone's driven a bus into it. Now, that normally happens when I get mad at an appliance. If I get mad at an appliance, like if I take a bin bag out and the bag splits, I'll murder the bin and then I'll go and buy us a new bin.
Right. So I've not been very well this week, and I genuinely, I feel like my head's all over the place, and I was lifting the water bottle into the water machine, which is right next to the bin, and it just literally slipped and it crashed into the bin, and I thought, oh, he's going to be mad at me. And I thought the other thing, it looks like someone's got angry and
bashed the bin.
Yeah.
And everyone who comes to our house is going to think that's me.
Yeah, I did think that.
Now, here's the thing, and this is what you've got to stop doing. You've not been to the doctors about your headache, and this is a serious point, but you won't listen if I say go to the doctors. And with that water bottle, we've got an 18-year-old son in the house who's laying on his fucking doing nothing at the minute because he's finished school, more than able to pick a water bottle up. You've got a migraine, and he does that water when we're not here, so don't give me any crap about him not being able to do it. Everybody in this house, bar Betsy Pearl, can pick a water bottle up, right? But instead of saying to him, Leo, I'm not very well, do you mind getting up at midday today and helping me put the water on? You struggle through it.
I know.
You can't do it. And now you the bin. The bin's concave on the top. And you come down and you're like, you can bang it out, can you? No, I can't bang it out.
Yeah.
Because it's steel. There's no way I can make it.
I know it won't be as...
I'm not a panel beater.
All I can say is I apologise.
Do you know what? I'm going to save me. I had another one, but I'm going to save it for the next episode because I think that quite does the job. I'm not bothered about it. I'm not angry at you for denting the bin. You can dent everything in this house. You have sometimes. But I'm angry that you don't look after yourself. If it was anybody else, you wouldn't, apart from me, you wouldn't let them shift, would you?
I know, but that's just...
I mean, let me give you an example of this. Our son, as I've just said, never gets out of bed, right? Mm-hmm. His job is to walk the dog in the morning. You've decided, with no consultation... Do you know what? I don't think he has to walk the dog in the morning anymore. He can do it in the evening when it's a bit cooler because... And I'm like, no, but it's cooler in the morning. It's cooler in the morning than it is in the evening.
I know, but that was
he has to get out of bed.
But also because the mornings now are really, really hot.
They're not hot when I get up. He could walk the dog then. Anyway.
Okay, I take that. But yeah, I'm sorry. And I will go to the doctors. And
I think you need to. And look, you shouldn't be in here recording this, but you know, we are.
Would you rather?
Great opportunity for you to throw this back in my face here, but please don't, because I just literally wrote it at the last minute.
Okay.
Would you rather never have to change beds again or never have to make lunches again? Two jobs you hate.
I do hate. I think I hate changing the beds more, but I have to do it less often.
Yeah.
I think the lunchboxes, actually.
You'd rather never do lunchboxes again?
Yeah. I like making a lunchbox for a picnic because it feels...
That's not a lunchbox though, is it? That's nice.
Yeah. But no, lunchboxes.
And you're benefiting from that. They don't tell you that about parenting, do they? Before you're a parent, anything you do for yourself, I'm going to make a sandwich. I want a sandwich, so I'm going to make a sandwich. It's brilliant. And at the end of it, you get a sandwich. You get the sandwich you wanted. When you're a parent, you're on the sandwich train. None of them sandwiches are going into your tunnel. They're all going into other people's tunnels.
Yeah. And half the time they don't eat them.
No, they don't. And that makes me furious, by the way.
I bet it does.
It does.
Readers' wives and husbands.
All right, I've got a letter that's come in. Well, it's an email. I call them letters. And I'm going to read it out to you.
Go on then.
It says, this took me ages to work out. My SO has started floating the idea of her parents coming over from the UK to stay in Dubai for a month. So I worked out that SO means significant other.
Ah, right.
It's on Mumsnet, that kind of banter.
They do all this stuff.
Yeah, I don't get it. I'm amazed it's a bloke saying this. So basically he's saying his wife is starting to talk about her parents coming over to Dubai from the UK for a month. Okay. It makes sense because it's easier than us trying to get back to England at the moment. I have two issues here. A month is a long time. I know we haven't seen them for a while, but it'll be 2 minutes before they're getting under my skin, and not much longer until my wife herself can't handle it, in brackets, and starts taking it out on me. My second issue is, what if the worst happens and they can't travel home? Then I'm stuck paying for 2 extra mouths to feed in an already cramped villa. I definitely think I need to broach this subject, but what's my best approach? Cheers, P in DXB. I don't mind either sets of our parents being here. We have his moments, but I
Yeah.
totally don't mind him. I like having him around.
I don't mind, and I guess ours don't come very frequently.
No.
I know there are a lot of people who have their parents out a lot more often. I know there's people
I would.
that rely on their parents coming out
Yeah.
for, like, you know, for various, you know, they need.
Why? So they can go out and get...
Oh, not always.
It is, though.
Sometimes.
No, it is. It is. As soon as people's parents arrive in Dubai, it's like, party time, book the brunch. We're not like that.
I think if they do get stuck here, then maybe think that as a lucky thing. I don't know.
Yeah, but if what he's saying is true and it does her nothing that they're there.
Yeah, but again, I think that's everybody. I think after a while, whoever came to stay, whether it was your best friend or your brother or whatever, I think after a while, somebody being in your house gets annoying, doesn't it? So, I don't know. I think if the option is a month or nothing, then go for it. Have them.
Yeah.
Recommendations.
I've got 2 recommendations that I've not actually watched yet. I've only watched little snippets. First one is Bo Burnham's comedy special on Netflix. It's called Inside.
Yeah.
He's an actor and a comedian who started off on YouTube.
Okay.
Which I didn't know.
No.
We saw him in A Promising Young Woman. He's the tall guy in that, the boyfriend.
He was really good in that.
So good. And a really endearing guy.
Yeah.
So basically, he spent the pandemic in a little room in his house.
Right.
And as the pandemic went on, he ordered more and more equipment, pretty much like we have in this
Yeah.
room. More and more audio equipment, more and more lighting. And he filmed...
get on well.
Yeah. Well, funnily enough, a friend of ours messaged me and said, you've got to watch this. And he said, this guy's like you. And what was I like the other night? I nearly cried when he said it because this guy is way more talented than I am, way more.
It's funny. I've only watched that 10 minutes and I thought the same thing. But I didn't say that to you in there because you were already
upset. Well, I'm not very good with compliments. It's really clever. I've only seen 20 minutes of it. He does funny songs. He does all the light. He's filmed and edited and lit it all and written all the music and written all the scripts himself.
Yeah, and you know how hard it is to do all that stuff.
It's one of the cleverest things I have seen in years. Brilliant. So check it out. It's called Bo Burnham's Inside on Netflix. And the other one, this popped up. I just saw a clip of this. Micky Flanagan, who we love, the comedian, who came to prominence in his mid-40s. And now one of the he's sold more tickets than Beyonce for the O2 Arena, which is amazing.
Oh, wow.
He's got a new thing called Peek Behind the Curtain, and it's got a lot of famous people in it, and it's got his parents in it, and it's about his upbringing and stuff like that. If you love Micky Flanagan, you're going to love that.
Yeah,
it's called,
I love Micky.
I think it's called Micky Flanagan, Peek Behind the Curtain.
Compliments.
Quickies from me.
Yeah.
You got your car washed this week. Well done, you.
Because I got, can I say this really quickly? I got the guilt because the guy, it was when I was taking Leo to the hospital. There were no spaces at all. And there was this, not really a space, but the car wash guy called me over. Yeah. Come park here.
So a lot of our listeners aren't in the UAE.
Yeah.
They're all over the world, as we said at the start of the podcast. What happens here is when you go to the supermarket, there are guys in the supermarket car park with little wagons that they push around, and they'll wash your car for you for a couple of quid. It's brilliant.
Clever little idea.
Yeah, it's great. And you get it in the mall car parks, you get it at the hospitals.
Yeah.
Basically, wherever there's a car park, these guys are there to wash your car. What they'll also do, if there's a space in a really busy car park, they'll point to it. They'll go stand there and go, they'll wave to you, come over here. So this is what happened to you.
Well, I'd been driving around for about 10 minutes because it's a terrible car park for that.
But when they get you a space, you're obliged to then get your car washed.
And then on top of that, when I paid him afterwards, I got the relief that we're going to get Leo's operation done. So I had to give him the good karma, good tip as well.
Oh, no, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's good, though. There's nothing wrong with a bit of good karma like that, is there?
Yeah.
You're looking, just as I hit the compliments sting there, you look like you didn't have one. So it's good that you haven't got one because I can give you a second one for you.
For me?
Yeah. Well done on getting through the week because it's been hellish. We've both got through it. And we've only had one argument, which I think since you've not said it in so many words, but I think you shouldn't have really been having a go at me about.
I just was...
You were just letting off steam.
Venting, wasn't I?
Yeah, but you weren't backing down because you never back down in an argument.
Oh, I don't. I'll give you one quickly. Thank you for doing the run around today because I don't think I could handle it today.
No, well, you're not very well. If the quality of today's podcast is anything less than what it normally is.
It's my fault.
So, yeah, we're going to shoot off because I think we've probably run over the half an hour by now. Even with my editing wizardry, Thanks for listening as ever, guys. Please tell your friends about us and get leaving us some reviews on the podcast, things like the Apple thing and everything. Get in touch, send us voice messages, send us emails, whatever. Contact us on our social medias and you'll make it onto the podcast. We really love hearing from you. And we'll see you next time.
Bye.
The end.